Have you ever faced a night where the silence felt louder than your own heartbeat? Where the walls around you seemed to close in, and the weight of life pressed so heavily on your chest that even breathing felt like a struggle? We've all had those moments, the kind where sadness doesn't just touch us, it consumes us. Imagine this. A young man sits alone in his small, dimly lit room. The clock ticks away, but for him, time feels frozen. His desk is cluttered with unopened letters, failed job applications, and memories of dreams he once had. He stares at the ceiling, wondering how everything went wrong. Just months ago, he was full of plans and energy. But now, he feels like life has abandoned him. Friends no longer call, his family doesn't seem to understand, and deep inside, he whispers the words many of us have felt but never said aloud: maybe I'm not enough. Tears roll down his face, but they don't bring relief. Instead, they sting like fire, carrying the weight of regret and hopelessness. His heart feels heavy, and sadness seems endless, like an ocean without a shore. In that moment of despair, the thought repeats in his mind: why me? Why is my life filled with pain while others seem so happy? This isn't just his story. It's our story too. Each one of us has tasted sadness, whether through failure, heartbreak, betrayal, or loss. Sometimes it's a silent sadness that hides behind a smile, and other times it's an open wound the world can see. But here's the truth: most of us forget when we are drowning in that ocean of sorrow. Sadness is not permanent. It feels like it will last forever, but in reality, it is only a passing storm. Great teachers, wise leaders, and even spiritual masters have reminded us of this truth. Among them, Buddha's words shine like a guiding light. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. In other words, sadness is a shadow, not the whole picture of life. And the key to overcoming it lies in how we choose to face it. This story you are about to hear will reveal how sadness can become not your enemy, but your greatest teacher. Long ago, during the time of the Buddha, there was a devoted disciple named Ananda. He was known for his loyalty, kindness, and compassion, yet even he was not free from the sting of sadness. One day, Ananda walked through a village and saw misery everywhere: children crying from hunger, families mourning their loved ones, and farmers struggling under the weight of poverty. His heart broke with each step, and sorrow settled heavy in his chest. Unable to carry the pain any longer, Ananda went to Buddha with tears in his eyes. He bowed before his master and asked, "Why must the world suffer so much? Why is there no end to pain? If life is meant to be beautiful, why does sadness keep returning again and again?" His voice trembled, his spirit weakened by the weight of despair. Buddha listened silently. Instead of giving a direct answer, he asked Ananda to bring him a bowl. Confused but obedient, Ananda quickly returned with one. Buddha then sprinkled a handful of salt into the bowl, filled it with water, and told Ananda to drink. Ananda did as he was told, but the water was bitter, so bitter it was almost undrinkable. Then Buddha led Ananda to a wide, flowing river nearby. Once again, he took the same amount of salt and cast it into the water. He asked Ananda to drink from the river. This time, the water was refreshing, cool, and pure. The bitterness had disappeared. Buddha looked at Ananda with calm, compassionate eyes and said, "The amount of salt is the same. But the difference is the container. When your heart is small, like this bowl, even a little sorrow makes life bitter. But when your heart is vast, like the river, the same sorrow becomes nothing, it dissolves into your strength." Ananda's eyes widened as the truth struck him. Pain would always exist, just like the salt. It could not be removed from life. But the way we hold that pain, the space we give it inside our hearts, determines whether we are crushed by it or whether we rise above it. In that moment, Ananda understood. Sadness was not meant to destroy him, but to teach him how to expand his heart. Think for a moment about your own life. Maybe you've failed at something important, an exam you studied hard for, a business that didn't succeed, or a relationship you thought would last forever. In those moments, sadness feels unbearable, doesn't it? It's as if the world shrinks around you, and no matter where you look, all you can see is disappointment. That is the bowl Buddha spoke of, the small space where pain feels too big to handle. But here's the beautiful truth: life doesn't ask us to remove pain. It asks us to grow bigger than our pain. The bitterness of salt never changes, just like sadness will always be a part of human experience. What changes is the size of our heart, the depth of our understanding, and the strength of our spirit. When you focus only on the hurt, your heart becomes small. You replay memories of failure, betrayal, or rejection again and again, shrinking yourself into a tiny container of bitterness. Every word someone said, every mistake you made, feels magnified and unbearable. But when you begin to shift your focus, when you start to see pain as a teacher instead of an enemy, your heart expands. Suddenly, that same sadness doesn't drown you anymore, it becomes part of your journey, like a single drop of salt in a vast, flowing river. Think about it. Storms don't last forever, and neither does sadness. Just like night always gives way to morning, sorrow eventually gives way to growth. Each difficult moment carries within it a hidden seed of wisdom. Failure teaches you resilience, heartbreak shows you the value of love, and loss reminds you how precious every moment truly is. This is the essence of Buddha's teaching to Ananda. It's not the pain that defines you, but how you choose to hold it. You can let sadness close your heart, making life bitter, or you can let it open your heart, teaching you compassion and strength. So the next time sadness knocks at your door, don't see it as a punishment. See it as an invitation to expand, to grow, and to understand life on a deeper level.